Modern abstract art is garbage. Not only because it's meaningless, requires little skill to create, and is primarily valued as a means of peacocking social status and tax evasion, but because it devalues art. First, a definition. What am I specifically talking about with modern abstract art? It is any contemporary art that requires a description or explanation to appreciate. Is this something you intuitively understand? Is it clear and obvious what these patches of color represent? It could be a deconstructed Japanese-style picture of red maples, or reflections on water, or curtains. You would have to read the placard to know it's supposed to be a junction between sense and nonsense, the unrepresentable. Unfortunately, the sense part would seem to be missing, and yet this junction is worth $44 million. Look at most realism paintings, even simplified ones, and you know what the picture is supposed to be. Even if a placard of some history or facts elevates it, they are not required to see the beauty in, say, the Sistine Chapel or the Last Supper. Even abstracted works based in realism don't need definitions and explanations. If a visual medium is dependent on words describing it to be meaningful, it's bad art. Could you tell what the meaning of any of these paintings are if you didn't have a paragraph of explanation to tell you? Is it possible to determine if one piece is more beautiful than any other? Did one require more skill? Can you tell if the artist was skilled or just drunk? No? Trying to determine what is objectively beautiful in modern art is impossible. Objectivity is lost to the standards of feelings. What do you feel when you see this painting? Beauty may be in the eye of the beholder, but contrary to popular interpretation, it is more objective still than subjective. If it wasn't, we wouldn't have celebrities and actors who are regularly admired for being more beautiful than the average person. Old works of art like the Mona Lisa and Michelangelo's David would not be universally held standards of beauty. If we did not truly have any objective determination for what is beautiful, then any mound of rubble would be praised by all for being just as magnificent as the statue of Nike. Art based in realism can be objectively analyzed for beauty based on how close it comes to reality. Even abstracted or simplified pieces still representing reality can be objectively viewed and observed for how good or bad they are. The value of art has been divorced from the skill required to create it. Not that abstract art does not require any skill, but the number of people capable of creating this is vastly different from the amount of people who can create this. You know that, I know that, but in art it's the experts who have trouble letting go of a paycheck to agree. When we evaluate modern abstract art, everything objective flies right out the window. Enter the pompous, wishy-washy space of it's not good, it's not bad, it's about how it makes you feel.
You're so nice. You're not good, you're not bad, you're just nice.
Anyone can admire the beauty of the Great Wave off Kananawa, Liberty leading the people, or Cleopatra's arrival at Tarsus, but from the perspective of the modern art industry, that is a problem. If the average person can determine good art from bad just by looking at it, then how can a business that profits from inflating the price of its product by factors of 1,000 possibly survive? The solution is not to make better art, but to confuse the value of the art and thereby the average person's judgment of it. Buying, selling, and even appraising abstract art has become the ultimate in club.
People would say they could see the fleas. Oh, I can see the fleas, Mummy, can't you see the fleas?
With no objective standard of good art, the value of the business is entirely determined by art appraisers and billionaires with an avid interest in hiking the price. If you feel left out and don't understand what's so great about modern billion-dollar works of art, that's because you're not supposed to. This is a lot of effort just to confuse a business and the people who can't afford to be a part of it, but for what reason? Well, beyond the status of being part of the in club, money of course. Everything returns to money at some point. Especially when you're talking about millions of dollars and an asset that no one except you and your friends can set a value on. Art fraud may be illegal, but the legality of claiming you value a banana taped to a wall at about the price of a pre-inflation house is more of a gray area. Whether or not you take issue with it is more to do with your morals than the law. A side note that abstract art can easily and has been used for money laundering in the past as well. A popular criminal case in recent years was when the cartel was caught laundering their cash with abstract pieces. Even ignoring the legality and potential criminality in the industrialized art world, a big issue presented to us everyday people is just the loss of modern art culture. Artistic society is now viewed as the space of pretentious scarf-wearing nobodies with delusions of grandeur and a ready insult for anyone who just doesn't get modern art. Now this may be surprising, but I don't actually hate abstract art. I don't necessarily like most of it, but many pieces do have artistic worth and actually have something to say, some beauty to show the world. But that's not most of what's created now. In 100 or 200 years, who's gonna look back at a metal bunny or this sense of nonsense and marvel at the beauty they show and the skills that went into making them? As the saying goes, you get what you incentivize, and the art industry, rather than encouraging skills, learning, and perfecting our human understanding of the beauty around us, is incentivizing quick cash grabs by making art as ugly as possible without having it say or mean anything. No good comes when the only metric of artistic merit is how much money it will make. What are your thoughts on the state of modern art? Leave a comment and like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Ciao for now!